everyone, this is Janet D, the PT. As a licensed physical therapist, I'm going to show you 6 ways to use a foam roller for a lower body exercise. Okay, you ready? I'm going to alternate a little bit between a small one and a large one, just based off of how it's going to look on the video, but go based off of your preference and whatever you have at home. Okay, so this first exercise is going to be a hip flexor stretch. Okay, you ready? So I'm gonna put the square, my little block, my yoga block, underneath my right knee. All right, I'm going to use the foam roller to kind of stabilize myself, and I'm going to lean forward from the hip. So I'm not going from the back, I'm not going with my belly, I'm leading with my hip. Okay, so you can see that I have a 90-90 angle for my stabilizing leg. So then that way I can get the hip flexor stretch on the right leg, okay? And you just go based off of how it feels for you, okay? If you need to pulsate a little bit with your stretches, go for that. If your body responds well to holding a movement, holding a stretch for about a minute, that works for you. Okay, so another exercise that you can do for your lower body with the foam roller is if you need help doing a downward dog, which is a common yoga move, you can use your foam roller to give you that height difference if your hamstrings are tight, which in like a large percent of the population, we have tight hamstrings. That's just what we're working with, okay? So for our downward dog, you're getting into more of a squat position, and you're trying to use your fingers while maintaining your feet in a stable position, okay? So if your arms are shorter than your legs, using your foam roller actually helps you with a downward dog. Now, I'm not really putting that much weight onto the foam roller because I'm trying to feel the stretch in my legs. Okay, you ready? Number 3, we're gonna do the hamstring stretch. Okay, so here I am. We're going to go on the floor. I'm going to put the foam roller underneath my hamstrings. So hamstrings are in the back of your thighs. I'm going to start where my knees are. I'm going to lift up my body, have my heels down on the ground, and I'm going to rock myself back and forth. Okay, if you have difficulty holding your body up with your arms, you can always bend at the elbows to give you that stability with the roll. Okay? All right, number 4, we're going to do for our calves. Okay, so we're going to use the foam roller, similar to what we did to our hamstrings. Okay, but this time with our feet off the floor. And you'll see that my toes are pointing in different ways. Okay, when my toes are pointing down or with a point, we are working more of our gastroc. When we are pointing our toes up, we're working more on the soleus. And those muscles work together to give us that power in our calves. Okay? Exercise number 5, we're gonna work on our hip abductors, so the outside of the hip. Okay, and this is where you tend to see the runners using the foam roller. Okay, so they prop themselves up, and you can either do it as a half kneel, so my knee is supporting myself on the ground, or you can go, there we go, and you're gonna take the foam roller from the outside of the hip and you're gonna roll it towards the knee. Okay? What you're trying not to do is to roll onto the hip bone, okay? Because we don't wanna cause any bursitis, any inflammation from hitting the bones. We're really trying to focus more on getting the muscle to lengthen and release that tension or muscle recovery from an activity. Okay? All right, number 6, we're at the end. This one, I'm going to use a smaller foam roller, okay? All right, so this one is more for the inner thigh, so your hip adductors. Okay, and I'm using a smaller one just because it gives me more control, and I'm bending my knee in order to give that stability so I can isolate the muscle with the foam roller. So I'm going from the knee down towards the hip and rolling back up. So it's very similar to using a rolling pin for baking and cooking, but instead we're rolling you out. If you really enjoyed this video, go ahead and press like, share, subscribe, tell your friends and neighbors. Janet D, the PT.